Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are back with this buggy, and yes guys, you are seeing me removing the seat on these things just because I want to take the engine out on from this because the water pump on this thing has gone bad. So yes guys, let's just take the engine out of here so that I could easily work on the water pump because it's located underneath the engine, and I have to remove the oil pan to get access to that water pump. So let's just jump into and remove the engine out of it.
Yes, guys, check it out. I had lost the nut which is holding the sprocket at its place while riding it out at the desert. So, thank God, like nothing happened, and even nothing happened to the cover as well. Got the engine on the table, laid down to open up this bottom part, like the oil pan of this engine, so that I could access the water pump on this thing and see. I hope, finger crossed guys, I hope it's just a bad seal, which is cheap, but the complete water pump is like the water pump is attached with the oil pump, so it's like complete assembly. So hopefully guys, it's just the seals, so that I could just replace the seal and put the water pump back there, and it's ready. The cover does not want to come out. I don't know. It's holded with this thing over here. Guys, got the clutch cover off, and it wasn't a great thing to remove this thing, and even I saw some metal shavings on this pin right over here. The oil pan is removed. This right here is the water pump, and this is oil pump. So both are connected. So it needs to be removed, like completely removed once, like together they have to get removed. The intake pipe of the water pump and the outlet pipe of the water pump. Both need to be removed. Isn't any o-ring or gasket in between these two stuffs. There is o-rings which is right over there. This is the oil pump bolt and also a chain guard for the oil pump chain. We have to remove this chain. To remove this chain, we have to remove the clutch basket so that we can remove the chain. Guys, my luck did support me out. By just opening up this nut, I don't have to remove that nut because I don't have the torque, any sort of like the torque drill machine with me to get that thing opened up. So I just remove the sprocket which is right over here and moved it aside so that I could just get this water pump out of here. It was bited up, and also the o-ring has just gone bad, so I need to get even this o-ring as well. Guys, it was a nightmare to get this thing out, just because I don't know what exactly they have used inside there that it does not want to spin over and does not want to come out also. So guys, let's just open it up over here and see from inside what exactly is over there. So here's the water pump. It does not look that bad at all. It is in perfect shape. So let's just place the order of like all of these. Got the part cleaned out, and here are the seal. These are the mechanical seals which stops the water to go, and this is the oil seal which stops the oil to come. So guys, the bearing inside looks pretty good, so I'm just not going to replace that bearing. And yes guys, it's time to assemble this thing together. Yes guys, let's just install the seal first, and I'm going to slightly dip it into oil. This is because I want it to go easily inside. That's what the thing is. Make sure that it goes all the way in, line up with the hole over there, so it's pretty much lined up as you can see over there. Let me look something for this because I want to get it exactly right on the collar, not hit it anywhere else except the collar. So let's just get something for this. Make sure that it's flushed with that thing. Now let's just come to the shaft over here. The place inside is slightly damaged, so that I'm thinking right now is to use some this high temperature RTV silicone inside there, so that it just makes the seal perfect. I could see the glue inside, the silicone inside there, which looks great. Just for safety, I'm going to add up a tiny amount of grease over on the top over here. Just dipping the other end so that it will hit the oil seal in there, and it will oil it up. That's what the thing is. This part is done and it's working out perfect. Because of new seals, it's not moving that freely, but it is good. Like this bearing isn't spinning with this shaft over here. I think so, maybe, but it's free. Maybe with this sprocket which is holded over here, so with that it will spin. Yeah, it had started to spin. I got a round packing over here so that I'm going to use it over here to seal this thing up. I didn't got the exact thing, but I'm good with this as well. I did buy the o-ring over here, but guys, I wasn't able to remove this pipe because it's just bited up inside there, and I don't want to ruin up because it's hard to get this pipe out. It's hard to get the spare part of like this pipe if I broke this or damage this, or even I could damage up the oil, like the water pump body also, while removing this. So let it be what it is. It wasn't leaking into the engine, so I can call that thing good and move on with the rest of the stuff, like assembling up everything.
Guys, a good news and a bad news. Like the good news is that I have got the pipe welded up. Like I have taken it to the shop and they welded up for me a pipe over here. And the bad news is that it had started to leak up. It wasn't leaking up before, but after welding it up, it start to leak up. Like if I blow air into this, it's like I can see coming from the oil, the air coming from the oil. So yes guys, that means it is ruined up, completely ruined up. So no use of this. Putting this thing back into the engine, and it will mix up the coolant and the engine oil. So yes guys, I cannot use this back on the engine, and buying a new one will cost me nearly 1000 dirhams. So I don't want that thing, like buy a 1000 dirham oil cooler and install it over here. Yes guys, I don't know what exactly to do right now. Or maybe I could just design a plate over there and install a oil cooler outside the engine. Like this oil cooler, I could install it outside so the air could cool it out instead of coolant. The air could cool it out. That's the only option, cheapest and the best option I have with me right now, instead of spending 1000 dirhams on that thing. So yes guys, let's just jump over and make some sort of assembly over there, and give a hose connection so that I could just run hoses out of the engine into this oil cooler over here. Yes guys, let's just do it.
Yes, guys, my welding skills are getting better. That's what the thing is. It's almost a perfect weld. The only flat spot I have is over here, so I'm just going to polish this thing up using a sandpaper and make it smooth over this side. Level, that's what the thing is. As you can see guys, it is started to get polishing up. This side is a little bit higher, that's what it's going from here first. I'm going to go all the way until I get all of these polished up. Here is the oil cooler assembly, so that I could run lines to an exterior cooler instead of coolant cooling out the engine oil. I'm going to use an exterior cooler with this setup, and it's perfect. It turned out pretty good, and really guys, I don't want to do any sort of welding over on here, but unfortunately guys, I have to weld up. So two fittings right over here and two right at the bottom, so that the oil could come out of here and go back from here. It is going to be kind of a challenge to get this engine here, and then all the way in. So let's just lift it up and put it right over here. Got the engine in. Now let's just lift it up a tiny bit so that I could just get the bolts aligned up. The main reason to install it right underneath over here is because it will be filled with oil, and if I mount it a little bit higher on the radiator over there, means it's going to get empty, and when I start up the engine, the oil pump has to pull up all the oil into this, and all the lines have to be filled up, and then the oil will be back and go to the head. So with this over here means it will directly push like that. It will be already full, it will be already filled, and also it will directly push into the engine. So that's what I'm mounting it over here. Yes guys, let's just give some tack and see how it is. It is solid over here. Got it running, but guys, I had a problem, like it's making a weird noise coming out of water pump, which on which I have installed the mechanical seal. And yes guys, I don't know for what reason that's making a weird noise. So let me just show you like what exactly is the problem over here. Like it is showing like whistle sound, some making some whistle sort of sound. So let's just fire it up. And here it is. Here is the sound which is coming from the water pump of mechanical seal. Guys, after like running it for a while, and you can see the sound of that thing is going out, like it is very less right now, and it's almost stopped. So with the time, I think so with this thing hot and pull it down, like I have done 3 times this thing, like I have started this thing up from working temperature, and then I have pulled it down, and this is the 3rd time I'm starting this up, and with this, the sound has almost disappeared, like it's just barely there. So sometimes it appears and sometimes it goes. So let's just rev it up a little bit. And you can see that it's almost gone. So hopefully with the next startup, this thing will be smooth and perfect. Hopefully with the next startup, let this engine cool down. So hopefully with the next startup, the sound will disappear. And yes guys, if the seal goes bad, means it's going to drip out all the coolant from the exit point down there. But yes guys, nothing is dropping. I have checked out that nothing is dropping from there. So until now the seal looks perfect. And yes guys, they are plastics, like both the plastics, maybe they will just heat up and get hardened up, so that it could like rub with each other. So maybe because it was new, because of that this thing was making some weird whistle noise, and now almost the sound has gone. So hopefully the next startup there won't be any sound.